Thank you so much, you guys. So, I just want to move along and schedule. Welcome, everybody to the live. We have a little bit of time with God Zeus here today. He
Oh, you
is
can just call me
here.
Robert. You can call me Robert Boo.
Okay, well, Robert is here,
Yeah.
and we'll be doing an exclusive interview with him today. Make sure you guys are sharing the live. Make sure you're gifting the panel. It's going to be a great conversation. To you, Robert, as I say to everybody that I do interview, if there is any question or topic that you don't feel comfortable discussing, definitely let me know, and I'll move forward to the next
Nah, me,
question.
girl. Ask
Okay.
it all. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, great. So I'm going to go ahead and get started because we are on a crunch time schedule. So, y'all, he's here. He's here. He's here. He's fabulous and he's fierce. He is, as so many would say, the face of Vego America. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a very warm welcome to Robert Godzus Claus. Robert agreed to do this interview with me, and he has left no topic or question off topic. Today, we are going to get an exclusive look not only on his life, but his journey as he continues to climb up the charts of success. So, my first question to you, Godzus or Robert, is you normally don't do interviews with people. I want to first begin in asking you what motivated you to want to do this interview with me today.
Well, you seem like a nice person. I heard good recommendations. I don't do anything for free, one. But besides that, you also, I think I've seen you before or heard you before. And then I know that you, I just don't really mess with people who want to interview, or I don't find myself even entertaining or going around and watching other people are doing stuff like that. So when I had a few people when you asked to interview me who gave you a very good recommendation, and I listen to my people first, if anything. And I feel like every few months it's good to. I think I've only done one interview on Bigo before. No. Maybe like a little quick interview with like some drama or stuff like that. Like not drama sound off in a wheelchair. I mean like an interview where people ask me about some drama. But no, like
Uh-huh.
interview I have not done more than a year with anyone really. So I was like, okay, and I don't mind letting people know who I am and letting them into my life. So you seem like you were very well educated and spoke. I don't find an issue. Thank you.
Okay, great. Is it difficult for you to be able to allow people in your personal world knowing all the negativity that comes with the app?
No, because I only allow people into a certain life. I mean, you're not gonna, for me, I talk about my experiences. I have like story times. I have all of that. But whenever I'm doing stuff and letting people into my world, I'm comfortable because the people that I surround myself with on my lives and apps, on this app are people who I can see are genuinely caring. I mean, my organic support, not only gift wise, but my organic support mentally and just people who, whenever I do get banned or when I'm having a bad day, I genuinely have people on my life who really care and want to have conversation. So for me, I don't mind letting people in. I don't let people into
Nice.
everything, obviously, but I let them in to feel comfortable enough to know who I am, to feel like they're watching someone they can relate with. I let them in that much.
Okay. Would you say that, so you wouldn't say that in doing this interview, you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, or do you think that you doing
Multifaceted broadcaster.
Mhm.
So is and doing it in my comfort zone because I already know who I am when they watch my live broadcast. This is just in a different format. It's no my regular broadcast. I might be talking about stuff in my personal, you know, in context to something that's going on specifically, or going on. But no, this isn't stepping outside of my comfort zone because I do stuff.
Okay. So some people come other vent and let it whatever they feel. Robert is known to provide a comfortable space for any and everyone to be able to come in and say what they have to say with no penalties, no restrictions. Where did it all begin?
Reality, you mean, or?
Just your overall success as God Zeus, Mr. Claus, Robert. Where
So,
did it all begin?
funny story. I have about 4.7 million followers on Facebook, and
Mm-hmm.
I have a few thousand on Instagram. I used to do comedy videos and stuff like that, and I get paid on FB. And then I came over here, and I actually, before the pandemic happened, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
my FB videos kept going viral, but they got shut down because the more success you have, the more haters you have. Thank you, Creole Queen, appreciate you. So Smash Pass Rose. So I came over to Bigo. Someone randomly told me about it. Didn't know what it was. Not as a broadcaster. Trolling for about a week and a half, just trolling, talking shit. I had no clue what this app was, and someone finally hit me up during the middle of the broadcast, like, "Do you want to be a host?" And I was like, "Yeah, what the fuck is that?" And then I legitimately was a troll, like live joining matches with people and just talking shit, not my Smash Pass roast. And then someone legitimately asked me that, and I was like, okay. And I made a backup Fufu page, and I called it God. I was still in troll mode. So when I made that backup page a week and a half, I made it God. People were mad at God. You're not God. And I'm like, bitch, your mother's not God. You got bad ankles and bad teeth, you know. And then I did the interview and the audition, and then it took off. So this God and this Zeus thing, the Zeus only came because I was like, okay, I had a God page, it got that, and then I made a God page, and I did the interview, the audition, and I passed. And then I was like, okay, I guess I'm a host now. And I didn't think it was real, but everything started off as trolling for me, shit talking, shit talking, shit talking. And then when I came over here, nobody knew who I was because I wasn't like making a big scene or whatever. And then it just eventually just kind of snowballed up. I just stayed consistent. I was bullied by a whole bunch of folks. The popular girls over here. A lot of the over here when I over here resilient fuck because I beat a bitch. What also the success, the humbleness, the vulnerability, and the variety that I kept and keep doing. I see a lot of people who say you never know what the fuck you're gonna get when you come into my live broadcast. I might be dressed like this, or I might have a shoe on my fucking head. Thank you, love. Or condoms in my fucking condom earrings, or a fucking roach on my shoulder, or I might be acting like the straight man and then curse somebody out, or I might tell it's a little bit dose of medicine. I think the success came from because comedy and our broadcast and our streams, us as broadcasters, I think we're supposed to give people a vacation from everything that's going on. We're supposed to give them, an outlet to something, a gateway or a portal to a different world, our world. And I make sure that when people come into my life, I have some type of sense of variety. So when you leave, if you were having a bad day or whatever, you feel at least a chuckle or a smile or a laugh or a tear, whatever. So I think that's where my success really came from, just being vulnerable and humble and reading bitches for filth.
Okay. What do you love most about what you do here on Vego?
Similar to kind of what I just said there, in the sense where, sorry, give me a second. Um, I have developed a community of people that are human beings. Into every sense, I love when I get the personal messages of someone saying they've got brain cancer, breast cancer, thyroids, miscarriage in the hospital. I love the messages of the people who say all of these things to me. And they say, Robert, you made me laugh for 5 or 10 minutes, or you made me feel a certain type of way. You gave me a little bit of vacation from what's really going on. What makes me smile the most, besides the pay, obviously, from Bigo, is developing a sense of community with people that I can affect and affect me as well. There's nothing like touching someone, mentally, and getting them a little break from whatever's going on in the real world, give them a little dose of paradise. Beagle makes me laugh. It's therapeutic. The people around me are therapeutic. you know. And then sometimes, you do have the drama and stuff like that. But I think what I love the most is just the people that surround, the consistent people. And they're not fans. I don't have fans. I call them co-hosts because they sit with me. They're in the audience with me. They chat with me. They contribute with me. So I think for me, what I've loved is just the genuine people and the human beings that I've met. They read with me, bitch. They do everything. I love the people that I surround myself with.
Okay. Now, what is the most difficult thing that you faced since being on Vego?
Um, Bigo also is a gateway to the real world. And I think a month and a half ago, I had to take a mental break. Sometimes I have to take a mental break just in general. Sometimes the drama just sometimes be too much for me, even if it doesn't have to do with me. But what really affected me recently on Beagle was the level of pedophilia and the people talking to underage folks. And I remember I learned there's a tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 levels of pedophilia. And when I learned that, I had to, call my good girlfriend and be like, I need a break for a day or two. And learning all these different people on this app, money's involved. So people are crazy. People do crazy shit for money. And that's just comes with the territory. But learning the disgust that people go through and the support that people have behind their actions and the people who willingly know what people do on this app and still support them. I had to take a mental break. And that's one of the hardest things on Beagle because a lot of times I see a lot of these broadcasters who are flops don't understand the difference between content and context. And in the context of some of these things that they're doing, it turns into real life. And real life, I'm never afraid to walk outside and look over my shoulder because I'll beat a bitch's ass and I'm packing. But the reality, and I know how to fight, but the reality of it is a lot of people on this app, they do certain things that go into the bridge of the real fucking world. And some of the stuff that they do is not okay. They don't know, like when I learned about this pedophilia thing, there's a broadcaster on here who was 33 messaging a 17-year-old, and the 17-year-old was sending nudes, and me and my people came together as a community to do what we can to get that person up and out of here, and other people whenever we see things like this blatantly. But for me, that's one of the hardest things on this app, seeing people willingly, blatantly, with support, do some of the malicious, maniacal, horrible things that they do to children, to underage people, and to each other. Sometimes I have to take a mental break because for me, it's a little bit strenuous. And, it makes me lethargic. It makes me just feel a certain type of way sometimes where I have to turn my phone off and I have to just decompress holistically because it can be a lot to take, even for me, the person delivering it.
So, how do you feel? Like, how does it make you feel to know that people see you as the face of Vigo America? Like, how does that make you feel?
God, I don't know, because it's weird for me. Can I be honest with you? It's weird for me because
Yeah.
people see, thank you guys, thank you, Jin Woo, thank you. People see me, and it's not a level of humility, I guess, but people see me more than I see myself. This is something that I enjoy doing. So when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, oh, I'm just doing what I like to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you go to your job and you clock in, if you're a good employee, sometimes you're just being a good employee because you're a good employee. And then when someone tells you you're a good employee, you're like, oh, bitch, that's what I've been doing. So for me, it's weird for me sometimes. And I appreciate stuff like that and compliments, but I don't go out fishing for it, looking for it, announcing it, unless I need to remind a bitch, which I clearly will. But for me, when I hear these things, it doesn't put a level of stress or pressure on me because it's what I enjoy doing. It's what I will continue to do. I don't mind having weight on my shoulder because I'm going to help, and I got people around me to carry those burdens with me. There are certain times, like just recently, where I was starting to fight a lot of battles that should not be fought, and I am bringing attention to specific things, which Bigo's definitely handling, and people Bigo's handling. But I was taking on a lot of battles on the back and the front with certain things. Thank you, Fitnet. So that comes with, I guess, being the face. But when you are the face, you get a million things. And I have to remind people as well, I'm only one person. I think being a face of anything, you have to be able to also teach people how to be responsible and take action for things and have a reaction two things, and that comes with the territory of being on this app as well. But I mean, I appreciate it. I don't think I'm any face. I appreciate anybody calling me any face or big broadcaster. I'm just doing what I love doing. So, for me, if that means I'm the goddamn face and the person voice of reason, I don't mind, because shit, I was doing it, but I was saying the same shit I'm saying now before I was the face.
Okay, so it is clear that the higher you climb, the more hate is sure to follow. You've talked about the level of stress that you continue to endure behind the scenes regarding threats and hateful comments, etc. What do you think that a lot of people don't understand about what you endure being successful on this app?
I think people don't understand that I am genuinely a good person, and I genuinely try to help others on and off the app. And I don't think people are considerate of my feelings, if you want me to be quite honest with you. I don't think people are considerate that maybe I'm not here to create storylines, that maybe I'm here to genuinely take on the responsibility of things and help people. One of the things that I've learned in my journey is you can't help everybody. There's a lot of people you have to let drown and do it to themselves. And I think I've learned to understand that not everyone's going to have that same type of motive or incentive to be successful. And I'm not a broadcaster who has to be messy, who has to be rude, who has to curse people out. I can come on and talk about something in the real world or talk about whatever and still make it entertaining, versatility. But what I've learned is I really don't think that people, I don't think that people understand the amount of pressure, because I rarely have people besides the people who I surround myself with, I rarely have people who literally come to me who I've gone to bat for and go to bat for me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I've rarely had some of the people that have really tried to dig out of those holes come to me and be like, hey, Robert, hey, God Zeus, is there anything I can do for you this month? Is there you know what I'm saying? It's usually me stepping off of whatever pedestal I'm on and going to give the good fight. I'm into the masses with the people in the crowd. But at the same time, once you're into the masses with the people in the crowd, if you've been leading the battle, then everybody expects you to fight the battle for it, and you can't do that. And I'm learning that, and I'm okay with learning that, because I want to help it. I truly want to help everybody that I can be successful. But that also, I'm learning, is a lot of stress, and I don't think people understand that. My people do around me, but I think other people have to understand that. It's like one battle at a time. Let me do my shit. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I have to regroup, and I've had to regroup more than once. And if people don't understand that, then that's a personal problem. But I can't fight every battle, because I'm not going to be. It stresses me out.
Do you find yourself having battles behind the scene more so in effort to help other people versus regarding yourself?
Yeah, I never have. The only battle I have behind the scenes is when my ass gets banned, whether it be for the condom earrings, the big old soggy titties I had, the fake ones I had, or some shit like that. The behind the scenes battle, I usually don't do a behind the scenes battle, because I don't really. There's only been one or two things that I've ever emailed or talked to Vego about personally, you know. So for me, my battle is more in the front. It's in the front lines. I'm Me as a broadcaster or as a face, I feel like it's my responsibility to be honest and upfront with my people. I feel like it's a responsibility for me to sit on my broadcast and tell no lies, and or tell a prediction or tell what I think. And for me, the battle, there's not a battle I'm fighting behind the scenes. Every day I get on live, any public thing that I say in regards to bullying, harassment, threatening, that is a battle. That is something right there. Anytime I have my people fight the good fight for whatever it is, whether it be, predators or bullying or harassment or actual threats or people's lives being in danger or information, that's the battle that, I'm fighting. But I'm fighting on the front lines, because there's only so much you can do on the back end. But me, what I've understood is my platform, my biggest strength is bringing it to my platform. And I'm just learning now to do certain things behind the scenes, which have been working. But I rarely do anything behind the scenes. Like I said, there's only maybe like one or two emails that I've had to, send Bigo, like, look at this, something like that. Maybe one or two, not even, maybe two. But otherwise, I'm just very upfront forward with everything. I got no reason why. Shit, I did it. I said it. I meant it.
Okay. Was there a time um, where you were struggling to the point where mentally you were struggling to the point where you felt like giving up and just moving on from Vigo?
No,
Never.
never. One thing about me is when the trolls come and talk shit, when the people have my name in their mouth, I know I'm doing something right. Because let me tell you, if a bitch ain't popping their gums, you ain't doing something right. Beyonce goes on tours, she goes on trips, she's out there, whatever, and they have said so many things about her up in her career. She pays these girls dust. Even a a very long fucking time.
Period. Period. He said what he said, y'all. So I want to move forward. On October 16th, it was a few days ago, you had gotten your page back from a short ban. In that video, you actually opened up and showing your emotions to the world, and in return, you actually received a lot of received a multitude of love and support from your listeners. Were you shocked when you did get banned, and what was going through your head when that happened?
Well, it was no, I've been banned plenty of times. What shocked me was the amount. Vego was, I don't know what the fuck it was. There was some back end shit that was going on, because it went from a minor band to this type of band it was a million things going on. So I just sprung into action the proper way, and my account manager and I mean not my account manager, my agency owner and a whole bunch of people did what they do. What shocked me actually is the phone call that I got from a specific person who is higher up, one of the highest over here. What shocked me is them saying they watch me, them saying they appreciate me, them saying, we hear your concerns and we're going to make this app better and X, Y, and they're the actual reason why I'm got unbanned. But what shocked me is the level of outcry and support, when I came back and that person giving me a phone call being like, oh, you're good. I got you. I'm going to, I hear you, your concerns. We're going to do certain things. And even Bill sending out the letter when it comes to like threatening and bullying and harassing. Yeah, the ban didn't shock me. I've been banned. But people have to understand is I have been banned so many I've been banned when I had my goddamn fake boobs in. They said imitating female breasts. That was an unrecoverable. I had condom earrings. That was an unrecoverable. I mean, this app is not the type of app where you're supposed to be doing certain things. So it comes with the territory. So no, that didn't shock me. But it was weird because it said minor, and I was like, oh, this is somebody else is doing this because a minor in my goddamn live, the motherfucker who's fighting for y'all to stop texting and trying to talk to minor. Come on now. Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people do want to know what did trigger those emotions that day.
Yes, my emotions was triggered because when you're in, I don't take time myself to sit. I do a lot of shit for other folks. Comedy is and content is a good variety. So for me, I don't ever take time and make it about me and sit there and ask people to shower me, to gift me, and tell me how fabulous I am. Most of the time when I'm on, girl, I'm moving. We're laughing, we're keying, we're talking shit, we're matching, we're doing this, we're talking about that. So I have not taken time, and I usually don't take time, to sit and have people tell me about how I've affected them and how much they appreciate me because I just want to do my job. So what triggered those emotions is I was drinking. I wasn't drunk, but I was drinking. But just coming back, mind you, it was only 24 hours, but people, the outcry of support and love. And mind you, I tell my people all the time, and I mean it. Can y'all stop listening to these other broadcasters talking shit? You know what I'm saying? Can y'all stop listening to these people saying this person's this? These people have lied in front of these folks' faces so many times that I would hope that one day I can teach my broadcasters, don't listen to any of these bitches because they don't know what they're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Okay? The girls who are getting clipped for reasons. And the girls who are going to get clipped in the future are going to get clipped for what they are doing. And we're just waiting patiently because Bego's doing what needs to be done, investigations and other things. So that's happening. But what really like triggered me and brought those feelings and emotions out is people just coming. It's only been 24 hours, just coming up with an overflowing amount of people just telling me. And I don't take time to sit there and listen to all of that. I don't ask my people to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you sit down and you have people around you that just remind you of how much you're loved, that's something that I'm not used to. I'm not used to that from family. I'm not used to that from friends. I'm not used to that from a partner. I'm not used to that. So when you get something like that in an overwhelming amount, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people, just saying how much they love you and stuff. For me, I'm not an emotional person like that, but I was emotional because it was refreshing to hear that from people.
Wow, wow. So, why do you sometimes carry so much of the weight from your supporters with things that they are going through?
Because they're regular people. And there's only so much you can. Sorry, I live in New York. There's only so much you can do, but I've seen how some of these people are treated. I've seen how some of these people are really abused. The platform that I have should be used to the platform. Sorry, just a second. I swiped because I don't even know why I had the comments up. My bad. The platform